What a child, what a snowflake. You know what would happen if you said the word Biden? Donald Trump would be triggered. He needs a safe space.
Pobrecito.
Maybe he could go into his bunker. Are you okay, bunker boy? Did somebody say Biden? Did somebody say Biden?
I'm even though our Republicans in slight danger here with this lunatic running around egging people on to overturn our elections. I'm going to be a little bit lighter with this one because there's no end to their madness. There's two actually crazy theories.
Now, a lot of people are amazed by this, but if you follow the election, my answer to whether the Russians were trying to interfere with our elections is, of course. The question is how.
There's this giant business ties with Russia just looming there. He got all our money from the Russians. Does he owe them something? MAGA, oh, you're bringing Russia is awesome. That's strategic, is brilliant. Bring Russia back. I'm not with the mainstream Democrats who are like, oh, Russia's the boogeyman. I want stability with Russia. He goes in to meet with the Russian leader without an American translator, let alone any American government official. He does almost everything on behalf of the Russians, including weird, out of the blue things like, yeah, let's put them back in the G7. His sons say we got all the money from the Russians, beloved Putin in Russia.
The Russians leaked it. The Russian, he did a business deal with Russia, a deal where he gets paid. TikTok.
Actually, crazy theories. They're totally nuts. You have no evidence at all. No evidence. But if your guy won and the other side has no evidence, why would you think the election was rigged? That's because they are trying to overturn the results of a legitimate, free, and fair election. So these guys don't even believe in democracy, based on nothing but lies, 100% lies.
Now you got nothing on top of nothing, Republicans. You actually have to have evidence. Do you have any evidence? No, you don't have any evidence. Get out. Get out.
Yeah, but where's your evidence? Because their math doesn't add up. They have no evidence. Dismissed. You have to actually bring evidence. This is in parentheses, implied. We can't find any other evidence. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You have to show one, just for God's sake, one piece of evidence. We have so much evidence. I feel like it's coming in through a fire hose. They're totally nuts.
Some people are saying, well, how do they know that? But it was right out in the open. First of all, Trump said during the campaign, hey, Russia, why don't you hack into Hillary Clinton's emails more and tell us all about it? He said it in front of everybody.
We have put together, I think, the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics.
The reason why people don't believe that, first of all, it's fair to say at this point there's not enough evidence on that. No question, no question. They need to do the investigations. But will a goddamn prosecutor look into his business ties with Russia?
No, you have presented no evidence of fraud. Now you got nothing on top of nothing, Republicans.
There's not enough evidence on that. They need to do the investigations.
First, the Republican base starts to think that they're totally right. Now they're the easiest to fool. They're the rubes who fell for Donald Trump's con in the first place.
The president says observers were not allowed in the counting rooms. Is that true?
That's totally untrue.
The president says, quote, bad things happened that our observers were not allowed to see. Is that true?
Absolutely not.
Have you seen any evidence of voter fraud here?
I have not.
And how about the allegations about Dominion voting systems, that they supposedly changed Trump votes to Biden votes? Well, here's part of the company's answer to that allegation. Quote, vote deletion, switching assertions are completely false.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Voters like the cheating, they like the crying, they love the whining, they love being victims or pretend victims. Republican politicians in every election going forward will be greatly encouraged to steal, lie, cheat, and cry after the elections and try it one more time, both before in the voter purges, etc., and after in these kind of efforts.
Cenk is being moved to the line, and he's currently being put under arrest. He's getting the white zip around his back. Yeah, he's right now. He's kind of right near the reporters, and towards the end of the line of people getting arrested. There's about. Yeah, you see his wrists being tied up there, and there's about, I'd say, a dozen people next to him being arrested.
Cenk Uygur is amongst them. Before he went, he put out this statement: "I'm risking arrest today at our nation's capital because our representatives don't represent us anymore. We have asked them to take action countless times to get money out of politics. We want something very simple: restore free and fair elections. Because of their inaction, we take action today. It is obvious that Congress is awash in corruption. Today, we begin civil disobedience against that corruption."
There is some percentage of insane people who totally believe what Trump is selling. There are right-wing gang members who have no problem engaging in violence. We saw some of that violence over the weekend in DC. And so it's dangerous to an extent when you consider how unhinged some of these supporters can get and how they do not in any way, feel that violence is bad if they need to use the violence to defend their dear president.
Now, let me tell you what I think happened, and then you will see later that this is true. But I said on day one, I didn't know if he was going to go the whole 4 years. I assumed he would. And then as I saw one mistake after another and the Russia story developing a little bit, I thought, oh my God, I think he's only going to last a year and a half. Now I'm moving the clock even further. He might not last 6 months. His stupidity is record-breaking.
Why would you think the election was rigged?